what happens next. Ask yourself why. These are the Black stories we've been shown. A narrow view that limits our understanding. But there's so much more to see. Of Black life. Let's widen the screen so we can widen our view.
Stories are powerful because the stories we see in film, advertising, media, and content shape perceptions about how we see each other, the world around us, and ourselves. At P&G, we view it as a responsibility to accurately portray all humanity and to periodically take a stand to spark important conversations to fight bias, racism, and injustice. And we're taking a step further to tell stories about the full view of Black life. Not just the typical narrow view of struggle or excellence, but the joy, beauty, and vastness of Black life. Telling these accurate and authentic stories requires Black storytellers behind the camera, and that requires systemic interventions in the creative industry. Our journey started several years ago and led to the introduction of The Talk, which tells the story of the talk that Black parents have with their children to help prepare them for the inevitable bias, racism, and danger that they'll face in their lives. When The Talk won a Grand Prix at Cannes, we were thrilled with their recognition. But we also noticed something. It was the first time we had seen so many Black people on stage at a Lions Awards ceremony. One might say, #CannesSoWhite was, and still is, quite real, with Black creators significantly underrepresented in the creative ecosystem. A year later, we joined forces with our partners at Saturday Morning to introduce The Look, which shines the light on the bias and racism that Black men face every day. This is a powerful film that could only be created with people who deeply understand and experience what is shared on film.
And last year, after the death of George Floyd and so many others, it became inescapably clear that the deep problems of systemic racism and inequality have been institutionalized over centuries and frankly won't be solved unless the white community steps up to help. Many are willing, but yet uncertain of what to do, having avoided these issues or never truly dealt with what was painfully clear as an inescapable reality. So we joined forces with the creative minds from Cartwright and Gray to create The Choice, premiering on Oprah Winfrey's town hall, Where Do We Go From Here?, to encourage the silent majority in the white community to step up.
All I want with inverted tongue, from whence does fulfillment come? When I expel from this mortal shell, we're at death for living up. Though you're someone I can't see, cry to me, and I do.
Bringing insights that advance equality to the world and sharing them with authenticity can't happen episodically. It requires systemic change. And as you saw in the opening film, that's what Widen the Screen is all about. breaking down bias by telling stories that represent a more complete view of Black life, and providing opportunities for those stories to be told by Black creators that understand them intrinsically but haven't yet had their voices heard. Now let's hear from some of these amazing creators and collaborators who are widening the screen with their powerful creativity.
I experience racism and prejudice every day. I see the outline of someone who's afraid of one who looks like me.
When we see Black faces on television, they are mostly negative.
When I see stereotypes in TV and movies and film, it's disappointing. It makes me sad.
They only want to see us either as slaves or thugs.
I noticed I was always getting thug roles, something that warranted aggression.
Growing up and seeing certain caricatures of Black people in commercials, in films, and that being a direct line to racism.
It's so beautiful when you see stories of everyday people and how showing the family dynamic in reality would be a great thing.
Going into the production process, I found that there was such a freedom and a joy being able to work along other Black creators like Keith and Kevin Wilson, our director, and a lot of our cast and crew. We spent a lot of time going over each and every detail of the set, the scenes, the characters, and found ways to really bring a bit of ourselves and a bit of our unique and personal experiences into the film so that it could really be a faithful representation of the Black experience. And that's why it's so important to get more Black creators into the film and media industry and into the larger ecosystem, because it allows for the freedom of really being able to truly showcase and share more authentic stories. And what I think is also really important is that it allows for a variety of those stories. It allows for unique perspectives to come into play, and that starts to dispel a monolithic portrayal and often stereotypical portrayal of Black life on screen.
There are not enough women of color hired for TV directing, feature directing, commercial directing.
And I'm realizing more and more how much images shape our understanding of the world.
Just the amount of stories that we see that focus on the trauma of what it means to be Black in America.
We are getting only a small slice of what exists in Black life.
In our company, we want to make sure that we have the accurate portrayal of all humanity. Way to do that? You got to get people behind the camera.
We said we have to do something. We got to do whatever we can. There really are so many amazing stories, but we have to start somewhere.
Hey everyone, my name is Kai Thomas. I'm the director of Change the Name, a short documentary that's part of year 3 of the Queen Collective, which is a partnership between P&G and Tribeca Studios. I was really honored to tell the story of Change the Name, which follows a group of young students and their educators as they organize to change the name of a park. It was named after a slaveholder, and over the course of some years, they're victorious in getting the name changed to Anna and Frederick Douglass Park. To me, widening the screen is making sure that I have an inclusive crew of folks that look like myself. As a Black woman, it's really important that I also have folks that look like me on set, especially when I am also documenting Black folks in community. So thank you so much for this opportunity, and I hope you guys get a chance to watch the film.
All right, Renee, you got this. Make sure you speak loud and proud. And action.
Did you know this park was named after Frederick Douglass? Stephen Douglas. Dang.
Okay, that's all right. I'm looking at you all. I've known you all a long time. Now, everybody here is also growing up. Yes, we're young people, but we have a message.
Being a part of the movement, I want to do something, and my avenue is filmmaking.
The fact that Tribeca, P&G, and Saturday Morning want to reclaim that time and put art into the world is very inspiring.
It became this opening of what could possibly happen in 8 minutes and 46 seconds.
My intention behind this film is to humanize people that look like me, expanding the idea of what it meant to be Black, male, and American.
I loved movies like Flashdance and Rocky and people having to overcome these challenges and having a goal in mind and this determination, and nothing's gonna get them off track. And it was one of those kind of opportunities to tell a story like that, but around dance. And it was also an opportunity to see a person that looks like me with my skin, my life experience in a setting that you normally don't see me in.
These are all amazing creators who are part of P&G's Widen the Screen initiative, including the Queen Collective and 846 Films, demonstrating what can be done when we are intentional about systemic change. In only a few months, hundreds of Black filmmakers, producers, writers, and creators are helping us widen the screen to widen our view. We will connect this roster of creators to Free to the Work and other similar platforms that help match them to opportunities within the industry. The roster will go to all P&G brand leaders, agencies, and production houses for future work. The intent is to amplify opportunities for Black creators, just as we've done with B. Monet and Haley Elizabeth Anderson, the first two directors for the Queen Collective, who following their film debuts in 2019 have gone on to work on dozens of new projects. That's the multiplier effect of equality that we want to see for all of these magnificent creators.
But that's not all. We're making investments to increase the number of Black creators entering the industry through programs like the Marcus Graham Project, the One Club for Creativity's One School Initiative, and continued support of talent development initiatives like AdColor. And we're significantly increasing investment in Black-owned and operated media companies and platforms in partnership with the National Association of Black-owned Broadcasters, building a new system for direct access to P&G with measurement systems and programmatic media capabilities, as well as sponsorship opportunities. There's still much more to do, but we are committed to widen the screen, to widen our view, and to widen opportunities for Black creators in the creative industry.